Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. I've been wanting to create a little inspirational quote for myself in a frame and put it on my desk, and so I thought today I would sit down and just do a very basic background painting to give it a little bit of color, and then also just handwrite the saying on it. And I thought I would bring you along on my little journey today. So it's real quick, very easy, but I think it may inspire you as well. So before we get started, I would like to ask you to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And feel free to leave a comment below. Hit the like button. I read everything, I check everything out, and I just love all of the participation. So real basically, let me go over my materials list. I do have my watercolor paper, I have my Kurtaki paints, some clean water, my mixing dishes, and this is my 1/2-inch dagger, and then I will also have a Sharpie fine, ultra fine point marker to do my lettering, and then I do have a spongy dauber that I'm going to use on some of the background effects. And like I said, this is going to be very basic, and I'm using this dagger brush. However, if you wanted to use a flat brush or even a large round brush, that would work just as well. So let me grab one of my mixing dishes here. And the only reason I have a mixing dish is because I do want to just kind of put the paint on there before I put it onto the paper. And this is going to be a wet on dry technique that I'm going to be using to begin with. And quite honestly, I'm not even sure what I have in mind. So you're going to be joining me along on this little journey. But like I said, it is going to be very basic. And then I do have my blotting towel also, which that'll come in handy in just a minute or two. So I think what I want to do really is just kind of do a very light background, and I don't even want it to be like all solid one color. I want the variations in the color, and I should be taking this to the very edge on both sides. And the reason that I'm using this light blue, for one thing, it's a very soothing color, but also it'll be easy to see the lettering. Once I get the lettering on here, it'll be very visible. Okay, so that is a very nice soothing color. Okay, that's good. And I was going to go with more of a sketchy look, the dry, kind of a little bit rougher of a look. But I've done that before, and then I get distracted with the texture of the paint, so I thought I'd keep it a little more basic. Okay, so now what I want to do is grab some of my turquoise blue, which is a little bit brighter and darker. You can see how pretty bright that is. And I do think that the blues just are a very soothing color to begin with. Okay, so I'll clean that off, and then with my little dauber, I always just kind of dunk it in the water to get a little bit damp. In fact, I'm going to do it again. And then I, dab off the excess water because we don't want it too much on there. Oh yeah, look at how cute that is. So I'm just going to kind of dab in a little bit up in that corner, and then again down in this corner just to offset that. And I think I need a couple that are just a little bit darker to match up there. And then keep in mind, some of the edging may disappear once I put it into the frame. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is kind of dab off any extra there and see if I can maybe lift a little bit. And as we all know, as watercolors dry, they do have a tendency to lighten up. So those will probably lighten up in just a moment moment or two as they are drying. And then really I'm just going to go into the lettering, and that's just how quick and easy the background is. But you know, I thought once I get the lettering going, it's just going to, you know, this background is just going to accent it very nicely. So let's give this just a minute or two to dry, and then we'll start with the lettering, and I'll share with you the inspirational quote that I'll be using. Okay, so I do believe this is dry enough, and so I'm going to grab my Sharpie. And this is the ultra fine point. If you have something a little smaller like a micron, this is an 05 nib. That might be just a little too fine point for the look that I'm getting, or that I want to get, because I want to be able to see the lettering well. And so as I'm just going to freehand this, and I will forewarn you, I don't have the best handwriting, but it's going to be very personalized because it's my handwriting. And so we want to make sure that we keep this pretty well centered, because as I had said, you know, the very edges of this may get hidden in the frame, and I'll go over the framing with you as soon as I get this written. Okay, so this is actually, this inspirational quote is by Maya Angelou, and it's, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And I have always loved this. So bear with me while I write this out. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And actually I do want to put her name down here, because I am borrowing her quote, and I will put her name down here, and I'm going to use my fine point for her name. And then I had done all of the lettering in capital, but I will put her name in you know, lowercase. Maya Angelou. Okay, so see how quick and easy that was? Now let me grab my frame. I want to show you just how, you know, when you put it into the frame, it just makes it pop. So this is just a little 4x6 frame. And let me put it in here real quick. Okay, and look at how cute that is. And actually, here, let me, just to show you so that you have a better idea, I'm afraid there might be a little bit of glare with the glass on there. So let me put it in without that so that you can see it a little bit better. So, and I guess I need to kind of shut that. Okay, so there it is. It's all framed, and look at how cute that turned out with just a couple of little, couple of colors. And what did it take? Like 2 minutes. And so these little frames, I buy these because I use so many of them, and they are just a small basic 4x6 frame, and I buy them as a 10 pack, and I will have a link down in the description if you want to go ahead and purchase them. You can click on that link. I do make a small commission. It doesn't cost you anything more, but I do make a small commission for any of the purchases that are done through my YouTube channel. So on that note, I would say that this is pretty much done. It's adorable, and I look forward to looking at it every day, and it will bring a smile to my face. And once again, I would like to ask you to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and also hit the bell if you would like to be notified when I have new videos coming up. Thank you, and till next time, ciao for now.